Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I am very excited to be filming a hair tutorial on how I style my hair now that it is shorter. As you can see, I'm missing quite a bit of hair. I recently had it cut, it was about 2-3 weeks ago now, and I'll pop the vlog for that in the info box below. But today I'm going to be talking you through how I style it, the products that I use, and I'll also pop some info in the info box below on what I asked my hairdresser for and things like that, because I know a lot of you are quite interested in that as well. So let's get started. It's not looking its best today. So this is my hair now that it's shorter. It's also a little bit blonder as well on the ends. I had it re-balayaged, and I love having my dark roots and then like quite light ends. I just think it looks really nice and summery and sun-kissed, and I'm so happy with the whole cut and colour and everything. And some days I do just like wake up, brush my hair, kind of ruffle it up and leave it like this, and it looks quite beachy and messy, and I quite like that. But today we are going to be doing my kind of wavy hairstyle that I like to do. I did a similar hairstyle when it was longer as well, but it's definitely easier now that it's shorter, and I think it looks so much better. And the way I'm curling it is ever so slightly different. I don't use straighteners as much now, I use a curler just for ease, but I'm going to show you how I would do both. But to start off, I'm literally just going to give it a brush. I'm going to be using my ginormous disgusting paddle brush that I've had for longer than I care to admit. If I ever lose this, I will be really sad about it. But yeah, I just give it a brush. It's definitely a bit more tangly since it's been re-bleached. And even though I'm going to mess my hair back up when I've curled it, I always just find it's easier to add curls in when your hair is like completely brushed. Sometimes if I straighten my hair, I don't need to like brush it first, and I quite like that bedhead look. Curls definitely are easier when your hair is like smooth and brushed. Okay, so that is my hair brushed, and I don't worry too much about parting. I kind of part it somewhere around here. It's very much a kind of flippy hairstyle that I'm going for at the moment, so I'm not really too fussed on where the parting goes, but that kind of thing will do. Obviously my hair is not freshly washed, so just to run you through what I've done before, which was actually kind of like 2 days ago. I'm on like third day hair or something. I basically don't wash my hair very often, don't tell anyone. I wash my hair with the L'Oreal PUREOLOGY shampoo and conditioner most of the time when I wash my hair. These are really nice, they're like silicone free. They're a really nice brand, they're really gentle on your scalp, and I just love the way my hair looks when I use these. It's the best it's ever looked. So that is what I wash my hair with most days, but occasionally I switch things up, and I will use the L'Oreal Professional Silver shampoo, and this is basically just to knock out any yellowy tones that creep into my hair, because it is naturally very warm. Even though my hair is ashy, it like has these warm bits. It is a hairdresser's nightmare basically. So this is really handy, and it stops my hair going too yellow. And then I also use the L'Oreal Smart Bonds as like a mask if my hair is looking a little bit dry. So those are like my shampooing products. Then once my hair is like 90% dry, I then go in with my product before I give it like a rough blow dry, and I start off with the TRESEMME heat protecting spray. I've been using that for a really long time. This one's a really nice easy one to use, and I just spray that all over my hair before blow drying. And I also add in some of the Bumble & Bumble thickening mousse, which is just the best thing ever on my hair. It just gives it so much like volume and thickness, and I use this without a doubt every time I wash my hair. After blow drying, I spray in some of the SACHA JUAN Ocean Mist. This brand is such a hard brand for me to say. This is a really lovely salt spray. It's not too drying, and it's not like crunchy or anything like that, but it just gives my hair a really nice beachy feel and adds a bit of texture into it. Then after styling, I use the Bumble & Bumble Does It All styling spray. This is a really nice one because it kind of brushes out. It doesn't leave your hair feeling crispy at all, and I can just like layer this up over and over again. I'm definitely running out of this. This is a good day to film this tutorial. And then for those in-between washes days, when my hair's looking a little bit like it's on the turn, I use the UEMURA Dry Cleaner. And it is basically a dry shampoo, and it is the best dry shampoo I've ever used. I buy this in bulk, and it's really expensive, but it's so good. So I'm not gonna heat protect my hair or anything today. I've already done that. So I'm just gonna start by clipping my hair up. So what I do is I just take it half up and half down, and then I twist the top half and just pin that on top of my head. So as you can see, my hair's still got a little bit of a curl in it left from yesterday, which is quite good because it just means I don't have to worry too much about getting every single strand of hair. Sometimes my hair will just fall super straight, like the top layers of my hair, they fall really straight, but it's nice when the bottom kind of holds that a bit because I don't have to reheat them as much, which is kind of better for my hair as well. So what I'm going to do is take my GHD, I think these are the GHD Curve like Soft Wave wand. It's like the big barreled wand, which is for like really nice loose curls, and I just take sections of my hair, I open up the clamp, and then just wrap my hair around it and put the clamp down and hold it away from my face. And I do that for about 5 seconds and then I just let it go. And depending on how curly I want my hair, depends on how long I hold my hair on the curler for, because if I do it for just like a few seconds, I know that after a while it's going to drop and it's going to be more of a loose wave than a curl. That's one thing to keep in mind when you're curling your hair, and obviously don't leave it on the curler for too long because that's going to be really, really bad for your hair. And you don't want to be that girl like in that YouTube video where she's like curling her hair and her hair just snaps off, because that is like my worst nightmare. I'm basically just taking the top half of this because the underside of my hair is still quite well curled, so I'm just doing the top bits that kind of need a bit more curl at the root. And the further to the back I get, the harder doing my curls actually does get. Practice makes perfect with this, and you will get there and you'll just learn to feel how this should be. So that is pretty much it for this side. The last thing I'm going to do is take this under bit of hair here. The further to the front of my face my hair is, the straighter it falls. So there's always like this one bit that will just fall dead straight. So I'm just gonna wrap that round, and I literally wrap it round like 1.5 times, and I always leave a little bit, as you can see I'm holding the end, I always leave a little bit loose because I think it looks a bit more natural that way. And if I want this style to be like super curly, after every single section that I finish, so like this section here, I don't mean like individual pieces of hair, but like every section, I will hairspray it. I'm not going to do that today because I'm just at home and I don't really need my curls to last like all day, but I would like do the overall thing when I'm done. That's just a little tip. If you do want your hair to last all day, don't just spray it at the end, like spray all of the different sections of your hair because it's going to hold so much better. Now I'm just going to do the exact same on the other side, and again curling away from my face every single time with the underside of my hair. And when I curl away from my face, I always do it with the curling one pointing down. So with each side of my hair that I do, I switch the hand that's holding the curling wand, if that makes sense. So this time I'm holding it in my left hand. When I do my left side, I'll be holding it in my right hand. And I've got a tiny bit at the back that needs doing. So when I do the back section, sometimes I don't put as much emphasis on it being curled away from my face. It doesn't really matter what way they go. So I just kind of wrap it round and hope for the best. And as you can see, when my hair is curled, it sits a lot shorter as well, which is one of the reasons why I didn't go super short when I had my cut, because I like the fact that it is like, this is my ideal length when I have it curled. I am going to be going a little bit shorter though at the end of next month, but just to start off having shorter hair and getting used to it, I went for this kind of style because it's easier to learn to style it when there's just that little bit of extra length to it. Let me know if you want a tutorial when my hair is even shorter, if that would be helpful to some of you guys. I can carry on doing this and do like a slightly different style. Now I'm doing the next section of hair. I take a section that's just like a little bit higher up than my eyebrows, I'd say, like from the middle of your forehead, just make a little line and go around, and then I twist my hair around again. So again, on each side, I start by curling my hair around the curler away from my face. Whenever I'm curling the front sections of my hair that are closest to my face, I always do away from my face. I think it's just so much more flattering and the hair sits better as well. That is my first curl. And then the next one, I am going to curl the hair the other way, so towards my face. So I don't know if you can tell, but the curls just fall slightly differently. And the reason that I do this is because I flip my hair over a lot. So even with the top sections of my hair, there's occasionally a curl thrown in that's the other way to the rest of the curls, just so that when I flip my hair over from side to side, it looks a bit more natural and the curls don't suddenly look like they're going the wrong way and stuff like that. So yeah, I just alternate my curls the whole way around and I just let them fall loosely. I'm into quite a loose wave at the moment, but this also works, the same method works if you want really curly hair. So that is that side of my hair done. Because I'm taking thin sections, it's really quick to get through each layer of hair. One little tip I would say is if you're struggling to keep track of which bits of hair you've curled and which bits you haven't, working from the back forward is actually a lot easier. Again, I'm just wrapping my hair around the curling wand, and because it's the back, once again, I'm not really worried about which way I'm curling it specifically. Oh, and another tip, if you want your curl to last longer, if you've got like hair that doesn't hold a curl very well, another little tip is once you have curled your hair, so like I'm doing now, lots of people hold their curl like this, so you just let your curl go into your hands and hold it like this, but as you leave it sitting like this in your hand, you're basically holding the curl in a really tight curl whilst it cools. When your hair is like let loose, it will hold that shape a lot better and for a lot longer. I don't do this a lot because my hair holds a curl quite well. As you can see, I've still got curls like underneath my hair from yesterday, so I don't do this a lot. But if I'm like going on a night out or I've got an event or something like that and I really want my hair to stay, I spend the extra time doing this. How long you hold this depends on how much you care. Some people hold it until their hair has completely cooled. I kind of can't be bothered. So as you can see, that curl is so much curlier than the rest, so that makes a huge difference. That and then hairspraying each layer will make a massive difference if your hair doesn't hold a curl very well. I'm now stuck with one really massive curl. So now we are on to like the penultimate layer of hair. I'm just taking the very top, so this will be like my parting area. This is mostly going to be this side of my hair, but I just take that and twirl that up and tie it again. And with this layer of hair, I'm also going to show you how to do this with your straighteners. Lots of people ask me for a whole tutorial on this, and honestly nothing will teach you how to do this better than just practicing yourself, but I thought I'd show you on like one strand of hair the kind of technique. But with this length hair, I do think that a curler is just slightly easier. I recommend this though for really long hair. It makes the most amazing curls. So I take my straightener, pointing it down, and I clamp it at the root. I let the hair fall, hold the end of my straightener to keep it in place, and then I roll it away from my head. And then I kind of just pull it and let go. I let go before the end, obviously, because I want the end to be loose. And that is the kind of curl you get. And again, you can use all the same techniques of like holding the hair into a curl and hairspraying your hair and stuff like that with this. I would say it's not as great for curling closer to the root, which is one of the reasons why with short hair I do think making a curl is much easier with a curler than with this. But if you just want to add a little wave in, so when I add waves in, I do it a slightly different way, where I just kind of go like that. So I just twist it at like a 180-degree angle, flip it round and pull, and that just kind of adds a little bit of like a wave to the hair. And also another tip, if you want to make more of a wave than a curl, then I highly recommend just like holding the hair straight whilst it cools, and then when you let it go, it will kind of be more of a relaxed curl, and throughout the day it will just drop a little bit. Dun, 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 dun. But I would definitely say I prefer the look of a curl, especially on my hair length now, with a curler. I think it's just better for a curl at the root. So I'm curling this one towards my face, and then this one I am of course going away from my face. And I have to say with my top layers, I am holding my hair in the curler for a slightly longer time, just because these are the layers that are most likely to drop the quickest. They're the longest pieces of hair. Now we are on our last, is that our last? Yeah, our last section of hair. Okay, my hair looks mental. So I'm gonna start with the back. I want to make sure that I have got everything. And I tend to do slightly smaller sections on the last layer, like the top layers, just because there's not a lot of hair left for one, especially on this side. But I also find that having slightly more curls on the top just gives your hair a little bit more like texture and definition. And I have to say, I don't love the front of my hair being super curled. I'm happy for the rest of my hair to be that way, but I do like the front pieces to be looser and not as curly. So when I do this section of hair, it's easier if you have it brushed first, like so much easier. I only wrap it round like once, and then I leave a lot of it loose on the end, and I kind of give it a bit of a wiggle about. I don't always hold the clamp on it either, because I find you can get a little line. This front bit of my hair is so temperamental, and I don't hold it on for too long either. And that is pretty much it for my hair. I love the curls that GHD wand makes. It just makes them sit so nicely. You can do your hairspray before if you want, but because I want really loose waves, I'm gonna leave hairspraying until the last dying second. But I just take my hands, I don't brush my curls. When I had long hair, long hair, I used to brush my curls through. I don't do that now. I just kind of brush my hands through my hair, and it just kind of gives them a little bit more of a messy texturedness, but still holds the curl, and it doesn't like make them too loose and fluffy. Then I take my SACHA JUAN mist and I just spray that all over my hair, trying not to get it on my face, and that just adds like a nice texture to it. And there we have it. As you can see, they've loosened up a lot. I love my hair like this. I'm so happy with it now that I've had it cut, and I can like have it exactly how I wanted it. When I had my layers cut in, I still had quite like long bottom layers. I was so like waiting to chop them off because I was just dreaming of having hair like this, and I'm so happy that I finally do. So yeah, this is my finished everyday like beachy waves hairstyle. I really hope you guys have enjoyed this tutorial. Let me know if there's anything else you'd like to see. But that is it from me today. I hope you're all having the best day, and I'll see you guys again in my next video. Bye.